really gonna watch this,
They ain't got nothing else to do.
right?
Word.
I ain't going on social media talking shit about TDS Radio. I know that much.
My man, Coach Block.
What's up, cuz? How we living?
You're rocking with TDS Radio.
Get it, Kim. All right. She got a vision, and she want us to execute this vision.
Ooh, man. That's what TDS is about today.
Ken and Kim are the two dopest siblings that I know.
All right, you ready?
Am I ready? Are they ready? What's up? It's your man, Coach Block, one half of TDS Radio, and I am here with...
Your girl so fab. Hey, y'all.
And we are coming to you live from TDS Studios.
Yeah.
We got our own digs, y'all. Our own spot. Notice we have a light now. See the light? We have a light.
That did make it better.
Yeah.
We're trying, guys.
We're a little late because we came in here. We had to set up our room. It's not perfect yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah.
But the major thing is, do we sound good? Do you do da do dwee da do dwee? What? We'll start that over. The major thing is, do we sound okay? Does everything sound good? Tell us what you like, what you don't like. A couple things that we got to make some adjustments on, because now everything is our equipment, so we have to change everything over. So for anybody who is looking forward to the birthday song, please don't kill us on the birthday song, because we don't have that today.
No.
But
Hey,
we
cuz.
will have it. Hey, what's happening, cuz?
And then the people who are watching on my channel, I don't know who it is, but hey, y'all.
Yeah, hey, what's up, everybody? How's everybody
Yeah,
doing? So, we got it nice. You know what I'm saying? Now not only do we have a sign, we have lights to go with the sign.
And more to come.
And more to come. And everything you see is ours.
Yeah.
These are our microphones, our headsets. Yeah.
Yeah. They took that damn furniture out. You bastards.
So I guess we need to give content.
Won't let us be great.
So
will
we
they?
tried to. First of all, I need a new hat.
Why you saying?
Because from the side, it looked like one of them jitney driver. Look like I could put an alternator in with this hat. And you gonna just keep letting me wear it that way, huh?
Shut up.
The fact that you knew exactly what I was talking about lets me know that you think the same thing.
I ain't paying attention to that damn hat. It's like a cartoon character thing. Like, yeah.
Nah, it's not.
Thank you. Oh.
This looks wild. I just need to take it off because I got a haircut. And I don't blend into the brick anymore.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm clean. See? I'm clean. Freshly baldy bean.
Okay, I'm done.
A lot of men are ashamed of their, what do they call it? Hat fishing?
Yeah.
I don't have fish. You see, I got a perfectly Charlie Brownish type head. Like, you know how some people got that dent right there? Nope. Perfect curvature. It's crazy work.
I'm gonna leave you alone.
Yeah, please do. I don't know.
I was gonna keep going.
I don't know which one's worse though. Yeah. Go ahead and put that alternator on there. So I need a new hat.
What?
Soggy brim.
We didn't prepare, so
Soggy brim. So we got some comments.
Oh, so that wasn't us, but we just accepted
it's giving.
it.
Okay, cool. And eventually we'll have some pictures of things on the wall,
Mhm.
back it up a little bit so you guys can
It's
see.
super tight shot right now.
Hey man, I tried. I was trying to make sure we could be seen and make sure the lighting was good. If I showed y'all what was on the other side, it's like,
Right. But it's ours.
but it's ours,
Yeah.
and we're starting from the bottom.
Mhm.
No, that's a lie. We're not starting from the bottom. We've been at the bottom.
Yeah.
We are
Yeah.
definitely doing well. So as you can see, we didn't prepare for this show. So
Yeah.
we're gonna do what we yours.
And yes, cuz we need our damn app. We need our goddamn app. She
What is
said
that?
everything sounds good. We just need dude to get the app together. Yes.
Hey man, we should call that dude right now, live on air. I ain't connected, or I
Yeah,
would.
exactly. We got 10 minutes before we got to guess. So
Yo, man, what's up with the app? The people want to know, bro.
seriously, like, dude, we didn't pay our money. Where's our shit? I gotta admit, these microphones do sound nice.
They do. And
Mhm.
the reason why it's important is because also I want everybody to know that we will be going live from Missy Lanes. Like when I say live, I mean like the old school live, where like the radio is at the club. So it would be nice to have the app, but if you can't get on the app, you can go to tdsradio.com and hear it there. Once we figure out how the sound is going to go in, once we figure out the sound, everything's going to be good. It'll be dope. Be old school. So even our people who are in Pittsburgh, Virginia, New Orleans, where else do we have people listening from?
Oh, all over. Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So wherever you're listening from, you can be able to tune in and check it out.
I don't think we got any fam in Florida. I'm really hoping that everyone stays safe because this storm ain't no joke that's about to hit Florida.
It's already a category 5.
Well, now it's been down to a 4, but that's still pretty severe.
Yeah, because it's a direct hit.
Yes.
So if you're being told to evacuate, please listen. Do not be the people that say, well, we done been through this before. Don't do that. Don't do that.
I have a couple friends. I mean, of course, Kia, she's a friend of the show who, suffered Hurricane Katrina, and they get really bad PTSD around this time because it triggers all those emotions from what you experienced. I was talking to another one of my friends who experienced it too. And they were asking about what happened with Helene. So not only do you have that, but then now you have Milton. And do you know Disney World almost didn't shut down? Like at first they were like, we're just going to ride this out. We're going to close early. But I guess because everybody was like, what the hell? And you have workers and putting their life in jeopardy, they went ahead and decided to close, but said they're planning on reopening.
Yeah, we're going to be right back at it. Because we need that money.
Crazy.
We need that money.
Crazy.
Y'all be all right. Only thing the hurricane won't affect is Disney. What? That's insane.
Right. Hey, Annie, how you doing?
So let's go ahead and get into birthdays. We don't have the birthday song, and I apologize for that.
Just say happy birthday.
Yeah, so we just got to say happy birthday. We all hate what?
We all hate losing stuff.
That's a day. I can
you
see
lose
that.
Your life.
I'm
you
so
can't take it with you.
I'm so used to saying, what does that say? I can clearly see that. The screen is definitely close enough for me to see. But I'm just so used to like, what's that saying? Nigga, read.
Right. And I really feel bad for the people in Asheville because they don't have flood insurance. So what do you do? And FEMA doesn't have any money.
I don't know what you do.
This nigga.
What?
Say,
Because you know who else need to get insurance? TDS. Somebody, if you know how, we need to insure our equipment, because what we ain't gonna have is something happen here. And then now we out back. Womp, womp. Do we have that sound on there? We don't.
I don't know.
You know what we do have on there? Boo doo 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 doo. Don't we?
I don't remember putting that on here, did I? I don't think I did.
Oh man, I could
No.
have sworn it was on there.
I thought it was too. I don't know. Let's see. Hold on. What's this? That's gonna be us.
That's going to be the sound if things don't. What?
What's this?
No, that's cheese. So we got to get our. We ain't got no music bed. Do we got a music bed?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But the same.
We do get that.
We gotta get our shit together
Yeah,
quick.
we're gonna have to.
Because Auntie V is here tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we.
Because this is embarrassing.
We ain't got no
Like,
birthday
sorry,
song.
girl.
No nothing.
I'll get my computer.
We did
together.
upgrade, Annie. Thanks.
Yeah.
And I promise you, it's like there's like a whole lot of space over here. I just did this because I'm like, I felt so far away. I'm like, come a little closer.
Until we get our guests. Wait, there is like some company called Lemonade. Oh yeah. I've heard of Lemonade. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to get our insurance on all this stuff.
Well, some of the stuff is. I think the microphones are. I believe the computer is. No, it just has protection. So yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna move everything off that wall.
Yeah. But anyway,
that's business that y'all don't need to know.
No, what?
You know what I'm saying?
Birthdays.
Yeah, y'all need to just worry about why my hat looks like this from that angle.
Shut up. It's just the angle of the camera. We're gonna have our shit together, y'all. I promise you. A lot that's been going on. I had to travel last week. You know.
I can't find the damn birthday. There they go. All right. Well, there's a what is today?
Oh, Jess said, wait, what happened with them taking the furniture? Motherfuckers.
So, okay, before we get into the birthday, because we don't have a song anyway. So, we are in a co-working space, right? And inside this co-working space are offices and office equipment. And we now have been blessed enough from sharing a podcasting area to now creating our own in a space. We have an office now. We create our own. So we've been here long enough to see like furniture that just hangs around and nobody.
2 years.
Yes. Nobody really uses the furniture or anything like that. Like we've been here long enough to see that. So what we did was took the furniture that we didn't think anybody wanted to use.
Like niggas.
Because we didn't see nobody using it.
Nobody was using the shit, y'all.
Of course, if ain't nobody using it, we can. They took that shit right out of our office.
And threw our shit to the side, sent us an email, said don't do that shit.
See, y'all ain't used to having shit around here, clearly, because we don't take other furniture and put it in your office.
That hasn't been used.
But
it hasn't been used so much so that when they went to put it back, it didn't even go in the correct places that it's supposed to go. That's how much they don't even know what to do with this furniture. But it's theirs.
I was going to say, but at the end of the day, it's theirs. We just did some black shit and got called on it. So then now you know how we do. Well, then the hell with it then. Funky ass furniture. We don't want that no way.
Smell like mildew anyway.
And then now it's meanwhile, you just because you busted. And you did some shit you wasn't supposed to do. Like wear this shirt with this blue background. Wear this blue shirt with this blue background looking like Boo Berry off of the damn Boo Berry box with Count Dracula and all them. Chocula, Count Dracula.
Well, it's very on brand. Yeah.
Y'all won't see this shirt on the TV. Because they ain't extra. We took the furniture. The thing about it is we just said nobody was using it. So then because nobody was using it, then we gonna use it. Because technically nobody uses it.
No one, y'all.
Yeah, nobody uses it.
We've been here for almost 2 years, and I'm telling you, I have yet to see anybody place their ass in that chair and or use that light.
The light. There was a lamp that we think the lamp is actually broke because nobody has used it.
There's not even a light bulb in it.
Then in case they see it, we don't mean no harm. We just telling it from our point of view.
It's jokes. Y'all.
Is it? Because we wasn't joking when it happened. So the other part is like there was a shelf that is by the emergency exit. Like it looks like you're about to throw it away. So we were like, well, it looks like you're about to throw it away. We'll put it in. They took that shit.
Took it back.
It took all our shit off the shelf. Put our shit back. So what? We ain't using it. You ain't. Damn. Yeah. So then now we just walk past furniture that nobody's
using. So I
don't know if we should be like what are we gonna do? We gonna pay you for it? It's just sitting there. Nobody's using it.
No, if we want to spend money, we might as well go ahead and buy something that we want.
I mean, no, not the chair. I mean, we got a shelf now. We just gotta put it together. We got here and didn't have our shit together. Bottom line. So the roundabout story to tell y'all, we got here and we ain't have our shit together at all. So y'all don't got no entertainment news. Y'all ain't got no.
Hey, Mr. Zig.
This is kind of like a rant. I don't know. All I know is,
updated.
yeah, we got our own room with our own mics and our own roadcaster and lights, a sign, little marble background for you.
Thanks to the last tenant.
And there's a lot of lights going on right now to make this look the way it looks, which is crazy. I'll probably have a migraine later. We're building. Hey, sweetie, my sister. What you got going on? Mr. Zig needs to come back, though.
Yeah.
We gotta get you back. And that's because you don't even live far, Mr. Ziegler. So come on in.
Our Durham correspondent.
Right. Damn,
Zig,
we
you need to
really
be at,
doing anything. We out here.
Well, the other thing is we have Fuck Up Nights coming October 24th. You know, so for those of you who have not attended, this would be the perfect time to come. It's going to be at Frontier RTP, which is a good common ground between Raleigh and Durham. Doors open at 6:30. The show starts at 7. We have 4 new fabulous speakers: Asia B. Harris, we have Sally Starfield, we have Ed Marshall, and we have DeLon Fletcher, who will be telling their stories of how they fucked up in their career and how they overcame it. So really would love for you guys to come out, come check it out. It's going to be a good time. There are always good, fabulous stories that we can all learn from. And it's just a night of resiliency. So
yeah,
come check it out.
Do that. Maybe we'll tell a story about how the furniture got taken up out of here. Because it left me feeling so like, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all just repossessed like it was Ritter Center.
Right.
They just came in and took her.
And they're going to send us a 2-paragraph email.
Don't do it again. Y'all got an office. Act like it.
Take your shit.
We acting like we ain't got an office now. Birthdays.
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
Yeah, we waiting. We just holding on for our therapist. So I'll just start at the top and work my way down. So we got Brandon Gilmore, somebody I went to college with, was a B, great basketball coach. Kevin Gibbs, Jessica Martinez, Miss Wright. Miss Wright is Black Santa's wife.
Oh, Miss Gina.
Miss Gina, yes. Cameron Marshall, the one I call Cameron Marshall was the one who was friends with one of our guests. Like when they came on, he was one of the coaches at Enlow with me. So I call him Brother Minister because he looks like a Muslim. Cameron Marshall. Oh, the homie, Dave Dinkins. You remember Dave Dinkins? His wife Montia had a birthday October 7th. My man Duders, which is a football player I used to coach, Sabrina Cherry, Rasheed Robinson, my man Io Young, another coach back at home, James Martin, and Jessica Reynoso. I'm not sure how I know you, Jessica, but happy birthday. And tomorrow we'll try to make sure we have the happy birthday song on, because it don't even make sense to do the graphic without the song, because that would look crazy. Y'all want to see? Like, so it would be like, happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
You're looking good.
Looking good.
You're looking fine.
You're looking fine.
And I hope you have a good time. So
happy birthday to you.
Oh,
happy birthday to you.
Yeah. Continue to live life in a way that makes every day worth celebrating. From the Sibs. Here's your birthday song. I don't know what is going on today with this show, but we're going to get it back on the rails quickly because we are losing viewers by the second, because I don't know what we got going on today.
Like niggas who ain't got office.
So
That was some janky shit.
What? What? The happy birthday? I mean, it was our rendition of the song.
They're coming back.
Man,
Appreciate
you're
you.
looking good. So today we also are going to have my therapist and also friend James Perkins come in, and we're going to talk about some therapy things because clearly everybody needs it right now.
Facts.
At my job, there's a lot of people who are really, really stressed out. Last week,
October.
Yeah, last week alone, I witnessed 2 people crying.
Oh,
Like
no.
I'm talking about breakdown crying.
Oh.
And one I had to actually address because it was kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? You don't want to walk past like, good morning. And they're like, that was crazy work. Yeah, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
2.
Oh my
2.
goodness.
So total since school has started, 3.
Sheesh.
2 just last week.
Oh my God.
So the mental health days are real and people are stretching themselves out pretty thin. So what we're going to do is we're going to first do our messy letter. And then after our messy letter, we just gonna talk about how we can handle these mental issues and these mental blocks that we're going through when we're stressed out, and it's coming from exterior sources like work and kids and money
And people.
And I didn't want to say too much because I don't want people to think it's me. Like, nigga, this is just your therapy session. What you got going on?
Wait, I need that birthday song next year for mine. We got you.
You're looking good.
You're looking good.
You're looking fine.
You're looking fine. And I hope you have a good time.
We out here like CC and Cephas and Reefy off of and Living Color. Good time. So
we gotta get our shit together.
You know what? And this is the shit that you see people staying to watch it. It's going up. We ain't talking nothing but making asses of ourselves. And people are like, tune in, share. When we give good information, everybody gets ghosted.
Like, oh, niggas, don't nobody want to hear that.
Y'all making people think. Well, we about to make you think because that's what we do.
But we also got to do our messy letters.
So let's get that done. Let's do that first. So it's time for
James.
Boo Berry. Oh. Oops.
What's going on, fam?
Probably should have brought you in. What the hell is going on today?
Okay, start the messy letter without the
Yeah,
family, right?
what the hell? I'm like, so here goes the messy letter. My man sitting backstage, just waiting.
Get my guy.
It's been that type of show, right?
Yeah, we all over the
show,
place.
right?
Today. Don't worry about it. We just dating everything like that. I'm glad you decided to do virtual because we ain't got our shit together.
And don't.
But we got lights and a sign.
Hey.
Excuse
and
me.
bikes.
So, James, real quick, man, just give yourself a quick introduction for the people who don't know who you are and what you do.
Awesome, man. So my name is James Perkins. I'm a licensed clinical mental health therapist here in North Carolina. I run a practice, intentional living counseling group. And I love what I do. Hold space for a good amount of brothers, walking through transition, holding space for people just really navigating their stories, helping them interrupt cycles of fear and shame. They can step into their stories in a more powerful way and just do that through a variety of different ways, whether it's workshops, individual therapy, speaking, wherever the Lord leads me, man, that's where I'm going. So
That's right.
Hey,
glad
man,
to be here, man.
You got some good sound there, man. What type of mic you got going on, bro?
Man, same one, that Rodecaster brand. I mean, my Shure SP7B, excuse me. I spot those Shures over there on y'all. Y'all good audio quality too.
Yes.
Good. We giving people quality shit besides the beginning. I don't know what we were doing there.
Going on.
So, as you know, what we do with our guests, and this will be fun because it's always fun doing it with a therapist so we can dissect these people's problems. It is time for the messy letter. Let's do it.
All right. This one says, please post anonymously.
Who?
Anonymous.
Anonymous.
What? just not doing well today, are we?
Nope.
I met a guy online. We hit it off amazingly, and on the first date, I learned he is separated and it's a very difficult situation. Since then, we've spent almost every day and night together. I've learned he is still very active on dating sites since I met him. He recently said he canceled it, deleted it from his phone, but I saw a notification on his lock screen showing he's very much still active and reaching out to women. So he's lying to me. I think he's also lost his job. And he's lying about that.
Why are we laughing at that shit? That's not funny.
It's not.
Go
I didn't expect that. I know these are red flags. I should walk away for good. However, it's too hard. We have so much fun together. I feel so comfortable and happy with him. I haven't dated in over 20 years and just not good at this. Isn't normal for a guy to stay on a site when he's spending nearly every day with someone? How far into a relationship until things can be considered exclusive? Should I call him out or just leave? I stopped online dating apps as soon as we met. I am a one guy gal and I don't like to share. Advice is appreciated. There's a lot of questions there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jesus. She's a therapist. Like, you wrote this to a group of people that don't take things too seriously. Because you said the man, you think he's lying about losing his job, and we busted out laughing. And that's not right.
That wasn't right.
Okay, so we got a woman here.
Yes.
Who's writing a letter about a guy. How long were they together?
She said they met online. She doesn't say how long they've been dating, but she said that, you know, they've been spending literally almost every day and night together, meaning that they probably have had relations. She said that he's very active on the dating site since she met him.
Okay.
Now he told her that he canceled it and deleted it from his phone, but she saw the notifications on his lock screen and that he's still reaching out to women. So she thinks that he's lying. And then somehow she threw the whole thing about him losing his job in there as well. And she's saying, I know these are red flags. I should walk away for good. However, she says she's having fun. She feels comfortable and happy with him since she hasn't dated in over 20 years. So her questions are, is it normal for a guy to stay on a dating site when he's spending nearly every day with someone? That's one. Two, how far into a relationship until things can be considered exclusive? Three, should I call him out or just leave?
So let's start with one. Read one again.
One is it normal for a guy to stay on dating sites when he's spending nearly every day with someone?
So we're going to start with you, James.
Yeah, if they haven't defined the context of the relationship, that needs to be established. Like, hey, I'm sorry, I just thought about had this. What did she say? Did she say he deleted the app?
He said he deleted that.
But she's seen notifications on the lock screen.
Okay. And I was in the mid my sentence when that thought came to me. If that means she must have asked him to delete the app at some point, and he either said, I'm going to delete it and still kept it on. So it sounds like she already had she was already making it very clear that I want this to be exclusive, which kind of gets to the other. I think her third question was, how long should I wait for it to be exclusive? So I'm already thinking that she already wants to make it exclusive, even though it's red flags, which I'm glad that she said she's already aware of. Now, my concern is if she is fully emotionally attached, because you can have some red flags and know that they're red flags and still not get your heart invested. But then there's some people who don't realize how much they think they're not emotionally detached from it. Like, oh man, we're just having fun.
Yeah, but really their heart is all in it.
That cord get broke and it's like, yo.
Yeah.
So that first question is, I don't think it's normal in the sense like if she's saying it, this is happening every day, like he's on the site or he's regularly getting notifications. Is that what she said?
Yeah. And they're together every day, and she's seeing these notifications.
Yeah, that's not normal, especially when having a conversation about it. Like if you're gonna at least engage with the woman, it'll be a different thing. Like if they were not spending every waking moment together.
Correct.
If you're that already invested in this one girl, bro, just turn the app off till you finish until things break down. You're like, hey, we're
Right.
going separate ways, then reload it. But don't be spending all your time with this girl
Yeah.
and be checking, like seeing if there's anything better
Right.
for me to make my
Basically,
decision.
that's what he's doing. It feels like to me
Mhm.
he's with her for now, looking
Mhm.
for he's fishing and looking for a bigger fish,
Mhm.
Yeah.
which is crazy work. But now, if she thinks he lost his job, that's why he's there. So
Every day and night.
yeah, let's not
Every
even
day and night.
Mhm.
because you would
Yeah.
know, and we all can agree that you would know
Mhm.
if somebody is going to work if they're spending every day and night with you.
Right.
Mhm.
And you would also be able to get some type of inclination of their financial status if they're spending every day
Mhm.
and night with you.
Mhm.
So you know he ain't got no job.
Right.
Mhm. I wouldn't be surprised if she dated a relationship that he wouldn't be heartbroken and he'd be ready to move on. I think
Right.
he's just buying his time.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
I know
it.
it's coming at some point. I mean, because like if she already scoped the red flags, he know that she scoped the red flags too. It's like it's only a matter of time before she put this red notice. You
Yep.
have you're the weakest link. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Got to go.
He's
And
trying.
he already prompt in the front.
Yeah. What I think
You.
he's experiencing or what she's experiencing is a guy who is how do I want to say this? You know, the saying is you never leave a job without a job.
Mhm.
He's just looking for the next job.
Mhm.
And ain't got one.
And I don't mean the job physically
Right.
for him. I mean like a relationship. Yeah.
And then, girl,
Mhm.
there are signs when you know that someone is not working, because when you get up and go to work, what is he doing? Especially if you're saying every day and night. He's not saying, "Oh, well, let me get my stuff together. I got to go to work in the morning," or oh, I'm just so stressed because of work.
You ain't got that many sick days.
Right?
Mhm.
I mean,
Mhm.
if you're thinking he doesn't have a job, then he might not have one, because every day and night.
Yeah.
And they separated. Do you know the context of that separation? Why they separated? Does he plan on going through with the divorce? What are the circumstances that made them
Oh
go?
wait, I missed that whole part. He's separated?
Yep.
Ah,
Mhm.
man.
I learned he is separated, and it's a very difficult situation. She did not go into details of what the difficulty
Mhm.
is about that situation, but yeah.
I want to give her some grace too, because she said she hadn't done this in 20 years, I
Mhm.
presume.
Yeah.
So this is fresh. Like she said, it sounds like she definitely has some awareness that there are red flags here. It's like she's getting her feet wet. Sounds like I hope she's not too emotionally invested. But the fact is she does see the fact that she can call them red flags lets me know that there's some awareness there.
Mhm.
And I always say people are there's something that we get from engaging in relationships, even though they're not to our benefit
Mhm.
and in our best interests, as long as sometimes people are trying to gauge that mark of, am I getting more out of the relationship even with the red flags? But once they
Mhm.
get that to that point where the red flags are costing them more than what they're getting out,
Mhm.
that's typically where people met that break.
Mhm.
And it sounds like that's where she's at. Like
That's
she's
a terrible.
considering.
Yeah. It's a terrible place to be in.
Yeah. Especially when you say, I know these are red flags and I should walk away for good. Because like you said, he's separated, which means that he's still married. You're saying it's a very difficult situation, whatever that means.
So whose house is he living in?
Might be hers every day and night.
So now you got to figure out how to put him out. Jesus.
Girl, change them locks and move on.
Change the locks and move on. That's harsh. Man, the brother just lost his job.
But you out here dating and talking about, I got a very difficult
Because
situation.
I got to, Jay, give it to
Uh-uh.
me. I got to get the money. You out there trying to figure out how,
No, figure out your life first.
Well,
you trying to figure out new coochie.
Well, I need a warm place to do it from.
There is shelters.
It's getting cold out here. Fall and winter's coming.
It's changing. You got hurricanes coming up. Hey, I gotta sit tight, baby.
And ladies,
Mhm.
the bum behavior is running
Pull,
rampant.
pull the plug, girl. You got it. I know she wrote the letter because she just need this extra push, that courage to make the decision.
Yeah.
Or you already know it deep down in your heart. Pull that plug.
Yeah.
Pull that plug.
All right. So then that's our advice.
Yeah.
Pull the plug. Leave it alone.
Yeah, and I mean, the only thing that's keeping her there is because she's saying they're having fun. But remember, everything is fun in the beginning stages. We all had fun in the beginning stages.
Is it fun, or are you just ignoring what you? Because it's not fun to deal with somebody that don't got no job. That ain't fun.
Because who's paying for what?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That ain't fun to deal with somebody not working and lying about it. Like he's lying about it. So I can see if you said like I lost my job, I'm trying to figure it out. But you're trying to act like you lying about the app and you lying about the job. And in her mind, now you got to explain this to us on a psychological level. So she knows that he's lying about the job. She knows that he's lying about, the app. But she can't shut off the whole thing of like in her mind, oh, these are red flags. These are more than red flags. It's a brick wall. Stop.
Yeah.
But what if she was talking to you in a session? What would you tell her to kind of get her to, I guess, look at herself? You know what I'm saying? Like to see herself from across the table to like, you know what I mean? Because you're aware. Clearly, she's aware. It's not like she's completely blind. But what are you missing that you can't snap out of it?
I typically help people really understand what is at stake. Like what's the use the term cost benefit analysis. Most people, when you're doing the initial assessment, what you feel like it's actually costing you is not the typically actual cost. And so I would lead her through assessment of, hey, what do you feel like you are? What do you feel like? One, I'm asking the question: what is it you really want in a partner, right? So we're getting clear. What is that? That alone helps to delineate between what is the partner that you want and what is the one that you have right now. How do these? And we get really clear. So it's like, this is really what I want. Sometimes we actually think people really know what they want from a partner, and we don't always know that, which is why we're sifting through partners to figure out, oh, I like that part, I like this one, and then we're just hoping somebody gets as close as close to possible, and marking off the items on the list, which is sometimes not always even vetted from my perspective. Because sometimes our list is created out of trauma, not created out of a space of healing. So those things on that list are going to be things that, man, if you were healed, they just would not be on that list.
Right.
So, I'm looking for somebody that can make me happy. I'm looking for someone that can, that's going to know what to say in this moment. That's not bad, but someone can't mind read.
Right.
You express your feelings and your expectations. So you're saying essentially, I'm looking for somebody who can mind read. I'm looking for somebody that can make me happy when I'm not happy within myself. We're not saying these things like verbatim, but this is what our list is comprising of.
Yeah.
So once you get healed, that list is going to be completely different. And now you have to measure this brother up against, is he meeting this list? Obviously, she's already called out red flags. So she's like, point. There is a point where until it hurts, like hurt, we won't make the decision. But as long that's why she's saying it's fun. It hasn't hurt enough for her to make the decision that, oh, yeah, I think I want to cut this loose. But what people don't realize is even by you holding on that long, you end up wasting all the time that you could either get ready or get to the next person.
Hello.
So it's not.
So a question then that kind of helps me with understanding her question of how long before you say what?
Before you become exclusive.
Yeah, like what Like, so in her mind, she's still trying to find ways to justify this because, like you said, she's not at a point comfortable where she's comfortable enough to be like, nah, this ain't it. She may want exclusivity, but in herself, she's not comfortable enough to kind of demand it in that relationship.
Right. Because the whole sometimes is if I make the relationship exclusive, then I'll be able to get the things that I want from the person, or at least I can hold them accountable for the things that I want. Until we're exclusive, people don't feel like they can make a demand for you to show up in a different way.
So then, okay, so then how do you ask that question then? Like, so then with her aside, you know, when the question always you hear, like even on movies and stuff like that, what are we? So when a person is asking that question, are you already at a deficit? Meaning like you're already coming from behind because you have to ask that question? Or is that a valid question in a engagement with another human being?
I-
Did I strike a nerve?
Like, we're friends.
We're friends.
Buddy?
Hey, pal.
Terrible. For anybody who is watching this and knows what So Fab Kim would say or has said, Jesus, you just told on yourself. You've done this. Are you serious?
Yes. You're moving too fast. What are we after day 2, nigga? Friends. Hi.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're not gonna.
Yeah, but a part of people sometimes desire to rush to define a relationship very quickly is if you, especially for people who've been through trauma, defining the relationship actually helps to take off the anxiety, to relax, like breathe. Now I can breathe because I know I have context. Nothing is abstract. There are defined parameters. It's me and you. But until then, it can feel elusive. It can feel not real. You don't know what the person like. Are you like Kim? If she was just telling me I look handsome or doing this because she really liked me and she's hoping that this gets to a relationship at some point, or she just saying this because it's like she's having fun and I'm still afraid. We haven't got that far yet.
The latter.
The latter, right? I'm enjoying our time together.
What?
Man, I can't tell when I sit with Kim. Every time we go out, she is smiling. She laughs at my jokes.
But
she's thoughtful. She gives me affection. But I'm like, is she really down for you, boy? I don't know. So I gotta ask. I feel like I gotta ask.
And so do you think a person should ask that question? Is it a question that should be asked, or is it one of those things where it's like, oh man, that's a personal insecurity, that's why I'm asking?
Yeah, I think there's a two-part here. I don't, to Kim's point, I would give her this. You know, if you're asking this at date 4, yeah, that's not a good, that's too early. That's really too early. That's really too early.
With a straight face. Yeah.
With a straight face, right?
I think that's
but if this is 6 months in, absolutely. That's a question.
okay.
And I'm just gonna do it. I put it on the brothers.
Okay.
I put it on the brothers.
Yes.
I think oftentimes when a sister is asking this question, it's typically she's either getting mixed signals where it's like, I feel like he's invested. Like right here, he's showing me these things over here, but it's this other things over here that's like I can't figure out. And so I gotta ask the question, like, what are we?
Yeah.
Because you texting me every night, you saying good night, how was your day? You're doing these things that are establishing emotional connection, but when we talk, sometimes you may be distracted, or when I ask you a question and I'm being vulnerable, you don't share in equal vulnerability. Or when I start to think about it, I'm always the one initiating questions for vulnerability. You're never really asking the questions to get to
right
on a deep level.
Right.
Those are things that sisters start paying attention to. It's like, yeah, I'm always initiating questions or conversations or deep vulnerability. He never initiates those questions with me. Sisters start paying attention to themselves, and that's like wondering, like, what are we?
Right.
Like I'm sharing my heart and I'm going deep, and you still up here at the surface.
And he doesn't have a job, so.
And he doesn't have a job. Yeah, that's right.
So, girl, let this shit go.
Okay, we'll let it go. We'll let it go.
But I think, you know, like James was saying, she might be a little excited. It's been 20 years, so it's been a minute since you probably have gotten this attention and been loved on and all of that. So sometimes that common sense gets thrown out the window. But I need you to go ahead and collect that, bring it back. Because the whole separation thing would have been a no-go. We can just be friends, we can have fun, but until you clean house and get your stuff together, don't come over here.
That's a big piece that I ignored, and I'm sorry that I ignored it, because that to me does, the rest of the letter after that point is a huge red flag, because he's operating, and James, you can tell me if I'm wrong, without cutting the cord of the previous relationship. You are already operating in a space that is gray for her, because who knows what your relationship status with the ex is going to be like. We don't know anything. And you know, because ask me how I know.
Ask me how I know.
I was about to say, only reason why she may not know about his money is because when you're transitioning,
your money is in transition.
And you don't want everybody to know about your coinage, because when your coins be brought up in a room with somebody asking for your tax returns, so you got to keep everything low initially, because it ain't everybody's. But now you be like, it ain't everybody's business how much money, because people will get reached. It has happened where people get, hey girl, is he, can you, because I need if you don't mind writing real quick.
No.
Because so that this is a mess. Let them go.
Yeah,
this is a mess. Let them go.
Yeah, especially when you're saying difficult situation. What does difficult situation mean?
Yeah, let that go. Don't put yourself in that situation. Allow him, if he's that type of guy, let him go. Allow him to clean that stuff up. And if he comes back, then cool. So James, I got a question, man. And this is a question that you heard me joking about, but I'm actually serious. Holidays are rapidly approaching, and you know we have catastrophe happening everywhere. There's a lot of people here in North Carolina, even though on the eastern side of the state we weren't as much affected as mid to western part of the state, but family members and things like that are over there. We had a few people at my job have to, you know, leave their families to go help family members on the west side. We see another tornado getting ready to come hit. I'm sorry, hurricane come and hit. Stress of life is just hitting people heavy and hard right now. How do we find reprieve, or where do we start with just some clarity, some self-reflection? What do we do? What's going on, man? Talk to me.
Man, Lily spoke with my clients. He's a police officer. He's going to Asheville, or has been in Asheville for the last 4 or 5 days, helping people, recover. And he was, we're talking about literally last week as I was preparing to go, how much attachment people have to their belongings in their homes. And so you think about, hey, I've lived in this space, I've lived in with these people, like my life has been built here, has been established here. And in 2 days, all of that is gone. Right. And so to your point, it's like, what can I hold on to in the middle of this transition? One of the first things that I, at least I'm hoping to hold space for people as they navigate transitions like this, is and it's going to sound very simple, is breathing. And when I'm like, when I say literally breathing, it's one of the first grounding techniques I do when people sometimes come into my office and they're feeling overwhelmed, is I just really start to help them to start to breathe. For a lot of people, we undervalue breathing. We literally undervalue breath, the breath that we have, and we don't know how important it is. Obviously, we know how important it is when you choked on something and you're trying to
Right.
You can't get
breath,
Or when you sick.
and when you don't have it, it's like, and when you get it, you so, man, that got caught in my throat, right? But literally, our breathing helps us to regulate our nervous system. We can't even start to think clearly until our breathing is at a even level space. Until then, we're going to be in that space of overwhelm. Overwhelm, what's her name? Carol Gome. She gives this definition for overwhelm, where she says, overwhelm is this feeling of feeling like your life is unfolding faster than your central nervous system has time to process it. Overwhelm is when you feel like your life is unfolding faster than your central nervous system has time to process it. Central nervous system, your body. So I'm like, let's start with breathing. Hey, you need to start doing this. You may have to do this freaking multiple, like 7 or 8 times a day, because literally when you're in these type of situations that people are in, losing their homes, we have holidays coming up. People are more often than not getting dysregulated more easily as a consequence.
Right.
And so breathing is the first thing that you need to get back on track so you can get your mind back on track.
Okay.
Second thing is community support. If you don't, this is probably one of the biggest ones. If you are not processing or talking with someone through the transition, it's going to feel that much heavier. Now, I understand for certain people, this is why it hits hard, is that you may have lost a loved one. Like people have lost homes, lost loved ones. They don't know where people are at. So that can be dysregulating. But you got to find somebody else that's navigating what you're navigating through. And just some like, can you hold space for me? Can you give me 15 minutes? I just need to get something off my chest. It's something so very simple. Sometimes we really just don't ask, hey, I need 15 minutes. I got this on my mind, it's on my heart. I just need somebody to listen. I literally, it's very small, you guys. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, my best friend, he lives in Ohio, he's a therapist. I will literally text him, hey, this is what's going on. This is what I got triggered about. I felt this angry, shame. And literally by me just sharing it, I can literally feel my nervous system getting back regulated because I've actually separated it from my body.
Yeah.
So 2 is sharing in community. 3, these are just natural things. Staying hydrated, getting sunlight, 20 minutes of walking. We need at least 20 minutes. Or I won't say we need, it'll be helpful if people can get at least 20 minutes of sun exposure. That first 6 hours of the day, it really helps to help with our nervous system.
To that point, and this is something that I want to share. My mother found that out prior to moving down here. She was vitamin D deficient.
Yeah.
Because in Pittsburgh, literally, and it's not me being funny or bashing Pittsburgh, when the winter comes, it is cloudy just almost every day, and it also causes seasonal depression. And I know one thing with this season, since I've been down here, coming from the north, hurricanes aren't a big deal,
right?
But down here, this is a true thing every season where, like you said, you have people who have suffered from Katrina and other hurricanes and things like that, where this is a triggering time. And like our friend Kia as we said earlier, she is a Katrina survivor. What can someone who has these triggers, when you say, breathing in the community, and what can they do if they don't have that, like, that community? Like, where can I start with myself because there are some people who are displaced. Like, for example,
right,
created a community, but I know people who have moved from, or who were put in places from Katrina, who didn't have a community.
Yes.
So what do you do?
Yeah.
How do you start with?
Yeah. My yesterday or last week, I pull out this list, or I do this list for myself, and I think it's a very helpful list for anybody, any circumstance. It's writing down on a sheet of paper on the left side things that I can control, and on the right side things that I can't control. And I tell them to be as exhaustive as they can with the things that they can't control. Just get it out your system. Sometimes people, we perceive that if we let the thoughts come of things that we can't control, that it's actually going to overwhelm us and debilitate us. And I say you actually need to get them out. You need to write them down. It doesn't get worse when you say them out loud. It actually helps you regulate, because you're putting a, what's the word I would use? You're dwelling in reality when you put down that list. And then on the left side of that list, things that you can control, you write as many things that you can. That's the list you focus on. The things that you can't control that are out of your capacity to change, influence, modify, you can't do anything with those things. But the things that you can control, those are the only things that are within your power. If you don't relinquish, now the part I help with people, obviously, when they come to my office, is relinquishing the things that they can't control, because so many times we feel like we can't let go of the things that are out of our control.
Right.
Something that has happened previous to us, or we feel, if I don't try to control this, it's going to overtake me. I'm like, that's not true. Obviously, that comes from people's own individual trauma, where because they didn't anticipate something happening to them and they got caught off guard, now they feel like, man, I got to preempt this the next time it comes down the road. And you can't live your life like that. You can't live your life like that. That's where I would start, is with that list.
Okay.
Like you said, it's very, because when you talk about like people that don't have community, and have lost loved ones, what I know for people is obviously they're experiencing grief as a result of that, and they're trying to create a new normal. And that's why I think the list comes into place. It's like, you can't control that these things are no longer with you. But what can you control right now is, hey, I'm here in a new city, in a new place. What resources can I connect to that can help me start building for the new normal? If I don't start there, I'm going to get stuck in the past. And we know what that's like. We've seen people get stuck.
Yes.
They refuse to relinquish the things they can't control.
Right.
And then I'm glad you brought up seasonal depression, because that is something, as we know, with the clocks going back and it's getting darker later, we see a lot of people suffer from this. They stay at home, they become recluse, they don't want to go out anymore because there's now comfort in just being home, or just sleeping. So, and we all know this, when you go to the gyms start to get empty, nobody's really working out anymore, because it takes a lot to try to get to that level of wanting to work out again and, just be on the move. What are some things that you can essentially advise people to do once they start feeling that seasonal depression creeping in?
Yeah. Scheduled activities is really important. So start to pre-schedule some of your activities, and to actually, I tell some of my clients, actually get somebody to go with you, or let somebody know, hey, that this is an activity that I've scheduled. do not let me cop out on it when it comes.
Mhm.
Especially if you know you're the person where it's going to come. You be like, no, I think I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good. But I'm just gonna chill,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Again, the sunlight, getting sun exposure, walking. It doesn't have to. You can walk any time of the day. If you're getting 20 minutes at least, it's going to be. It's going to one reduce that cortisol, that stress. Sometimes you may have to walk a couple of times a day, 20 minutes apiece.
Mhm.
Whatever you got to do to stay regulated.
Mhm.
The You were saying something about vitamin D. Oh,
Mhm.
taking supplements. Actually, I tell people like, man, is when you do your physical, or if you can go every quarter, just to see what vitamins you're deficient in.
Mhm.
That also is going to be impacting you as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
And physical health, man, exercise. It is one of the most useful, inexpensive ways of helping to keep your mental and emotional equilibrium
Mhm.
on point.
Mhm.
Um, Journaling, reading, um, these are just simple things. I think it's just a matter of people believing in their ability over a
Mhm.
consistent period of time.
Mhm.
I rarely, when I say very rarely, meet a client that isn't aware of some of the things that they can do to shift their dynamic.
Mhm.
What I'm often dealing with is the belief already that this is not going to work.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
they've already pre-decided
Mhm.
that this is not going to work.
Right. 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 And
That's what I'm often working on.
I got a question leading to that part. Like, so believing that things are going to work, like, and kind of knowing like, oh, the holidays are coming, they're going to suck. You get what I'm saying? Like, so in that,
Yep.
you have that in your mind. What are some defenses that you can put up or work through? Like, so for example, for Kim and I, you know, our holidays are the same since our mom passed. So for those who may experience that and know that the holidays are coming and feel that burden, what can you do specifically for those holidays? You get what I'm saying? Like, we talked about the season coming,
Mhm.
but like when you start feeling that grief creep up behind your back of, oh man, you know, and so what?
Drink. It's like, no, I'm just
Right.
Like, what would you say
Yeah.
for a person just knowing that? Because the holidays, while you know for many it's cheerful, there are a lot that it's like
There's been a lot of loss.
they're drudging through the holidays.
Yeah. My personal contention is I don't think it's the grief that ever kills us as much as it is the unprocessed grief.
Mhm.
Like, there's so many compounded losses that people have that they've never really processed. So every year when it does come around for them, or when it does come around and they're thinking about the person, because they've actually really never grieved well, it's still the grief can feel more like a wound that hasn't healed than a bruised spot where you feel the pain, like it's healing. It's just bruised. You see it and you know it's healing. Most people, I won't say most, general public, because there's a lot of unprocessed grief that when the next year comes around, it's like they're poking their finger in a wound that's still open. So people that are just not typically processing grief, period, I think is what can make grief complicated.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
Number two is new rituals. Is there haven't been any new rituals created in response to the loved one that's been lost. And I understand it's in our culture, like, man, when Big Mama died, when Grandma died, that's like when all the family reunions stopped. That's when the big family gathering stopped, and we never replaced it. And the only time now that we get together is when somebody dies.
It's when the next person dies.
And then you feel guilty for laughing and joking.
And like, we got to do this, y'all. We got to get together.
We need
And
to
we
get
never
this
do it until somebody else dies.
Exactly.
We've been doing this for the last 30 years.
Exactly.
Right.
The last 30 years, right?
Right.
And then, God forbid, if we find out stuff in response to grandma passing or somebody else
Mhm.
passing that we never knew, and now all the stuff is exposed.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
All that stuff get carried over to the next funeral. Somebody passed, some new information gets exposed.
Mhm.
Find out he wants your real daddy, she wants your real mama.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
stole.
wonder why when Christmas and Thanksgiving come around, you don't want to be dealing with your family.
Right. Right. Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, all this unprocessed stuff going on, right?
Yeah.
So new rituals, 3 years, and this is important. This may get me, I won't say I don't think it's gonna get me canceled. Um, but it's okay not to go to a gathering, a family gathering, if you don't feel like going. You don't have to go because you're obligated or because you feel like you should be there.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel like, man, I don't have the capacity, and actually feel like it would be more meaningful if I just stay home in the peace of my own home
Mm-hmm.
and have a dinner with, but I may get canceled with this too. Sometimes you don't want to go around your family for Thanksgiving. You may just want to have a Friendsgiving. You feel more
Hello.
connected to your friends.
Mm-hmm.
That may be something you have to do. Is you
Now,
know what?
James, you are. This is anti-black conversation.
Right.
This is sacrilegious in the black community.
Right. Uh-huh.
What you
Uh-huh.
mean you don't want to go around your family on the holidays? Like,
Because
Yep.
family.
Because we family by blood, but not by relationship dynamics.
boom. What you mean you don't want to come over here and see this
Mhm.
dysfunction this year?
Mhm. Literally. And then for some people, they are feeling the pressure to come. And the reason they're feeling the pressure is because they know things that the other family members don't know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And they feel like they can't share, or they don't want to be around the people that they're in a fence with or have the conflict with,
Mm-hmm.
because they know nobody's ever held them accountable.
Mm.
Right.
So now I got to come to the family gathering and sit in silence and act like I want to be here, act like I want to engage.
Sir.
When I know,
Are you at our family gatherings?
Sir.
I'm about to hang
Uh-huh.
up with you.
right,
Sir, sir, this is personal. And the reason why I ask is because I know so many of us share this
Mhm.
amongst our family dynamic, because the entitlement that people have, especially the elders, is that you are supposed to, because this is how it's
there you go.
always been. And you're like,
Mhm.
but y'all really don't vibe with us like that. And when you say it, everybody's like,
Or
Yep. You
when you
spoken
want to be
against
in a
the
place
edict.
where you can have like conversations, like, can we just sit down and talk? Like you said, some of the
Mhm.
elders don't know how to have these conversations, or they don't know how to regulate their emotions without it being all
Mhm.
emotions and trauma
Mhm.
that comes out. Whereas like some of the stuff, it's not even directed at you. It's just those feelings that they haven't processed. And
Right.
so instead of talking about it, it's like, let's just ignore it because we're
Mhm.
family, and let's, sit here
Mhm.
and eat and laugh and be jovial until someone's triggered, and then all hell
Mhm.
breaks loose. You know?
It's just one light match.
Yes.
It's just like, and you like, how did that catch on
Right.
fire so quickly?
Right.
this is why I love the holiday clapback videos. and I mean, at the end of the day, that's what I'm saying. Like I agree with you when you were saying like find your community and things like that, because we do continue to go through the holidays, and there's just so much obligation that you feel that you should do that you don't end up
Mhm.
enjoying the actual holiday,
Mhm.
because
There
I
you
feel
go.
obligated to show up here. I feel obligated, and it's like, but I really don't want to do that.
It's
You know
the
what I mean?
obligation that kills the holiday, not the holiday itself.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
It's what I say, it's the cost of always bearing truth in your soul.
Mhm.
And what typically holidays represent is I have to hold that truth the longest in my soul in front of the people where I should be able to share it with
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
and get reconciliation. Speaking to your point about the elders, there's this dynamic where, for our elders, there is a lot of shame, a
Mhm.
lot of unprocessed shame. And what I've seen typically our elders interpret us bringing up dynamics, bringing up things that we're trying to get resolved
Mhm.
or get clarity about. They typically interpret that as an indictment against
Mhm.
them. When it's not that people are trying to bring an indictment, they're trying to get clear, they're trying to get healing so they can move forward.
Right.
But because our elders, they this one line that is always thrown out, they did the best that they could.
Mhm.
Why won't you just let it go and move forward?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I always say there's a difference between intention and impact. They may have not intended to harm me,
Mhm.
but the harm was still had nonetheless.
Right.
Hello.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. I
Mhm.
caught a stray. I
Mhm.
got a stray bullet. This shit hurt.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying about just like I'm glad we're talking about this because going into certain family dynamics, it's just assumed that you're supposed to be okay.
Yeah.
And so many people aren't. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So many. And it's not,
Mhm.
Kim and I joke about, our family dynamic, things like that. But it's a lot of people who you're going into the holidays and you're just like,
Mm.
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
and I do feel as though with the climate of exterior variables that cause so much negative impact on your day-to-day living,
Mhm.
you should
Mhm.
not be obligated to deal with people, family or not, who you don't want to deal with because working with you, I'm learning that that mental space that you have is so small
Mhm.
when you're
Mhm.
talking about just relaxing. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Okay, you may get a break from work. Now, that break from work, I'm obligated to go over here and deal with people I don't want to
Right.
deal with. Or,
Mhm.
this might be a small bit of time that I get away
Yeah.
from the exterior things.
Mhm.
And now here
Mhm.
I go walking into
The
stressors.
bullshit.
Yeah, well, you said it.
Don't sugarcoat it.
I was trying.
Bullshit.
I was Sammy Davis in my ass off.
Mhm.
I got all this outside bull to deal
Mhm.
with, and then now here y'all go inviting me into the lion's den of more bull crap
Mhm.
that nobody
Mhm.
wants to talk about. You know what
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
Right.
so I'm supposed,
And apologize.
yeah,
They don't
Yeah.
want to talk about or they don't want to apologize for because like James, like you said, I did the best that I could. Well,
Yeah.
god damn it, I'm still hurt. Like,
Yes. That's not that's an explanation, not
right.
an apology.
Exactly.
Uh,
it says,
Exactly.
my
or they can't regulate their emotions or never have. They expect
Mhm.
you to just go along with it because of who they are.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, aren't
And
we just taking layers and levels back in this conversation?
yeah,
Said, invoice, invoice,
right.
invoice.
There is a brother named John Bradshaw. His clips are on YouTube.
Mhm,
They're probably about 10 years old, but they're still as rich today as they were when he recorded them.
mhm,
And he talks about the differences between a healthy family and a dysfunctional family.
mhm,
And he says what actually it's not the conflict that makes families dysfunctional. It's never the conflict that
mhm.
makes families dysfunctional. He says healthy families actually have a lot of conflict. The only difference is they decide to talk about it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Dysfunctional families, they never talk about the problems.
Mhm,
So you know where the alcoholism,
Mhm.
the drug addictions,
mhm,
all
Mhm.
of that stems from our families of origin when as developmentally growing up, we're
mhm,
seeing things in our environment and nobody is addressing them. So
mhm,
what we learn to do is to ignore that what we are literally experiencing in front of our eyes is normal. Like we have to act like it's normal.
mhm.
And when you're a child growing up, 9, 10, you like something about this don't feel normal.
Yeah, this ain't normal.
This ain't normal. You get 11 and 12, and so you get in. This is where you get exposed to things. It's just like you're having to reconcile
Mhm,
something about this is not right, and I know it's not right. I can't put my hands on it, but I know this ain't this ain't what this is supposed to be.
This ain't it.
And to be able to manage the emotional toll that takes on us, we have to find something to help us decompress, to disconnect from that.
Yeah.
We just don't always realize that those things that we adopt to actually help us survive early on are the things that are not going to help us to thrive. And when we become an adult, but because we got introduced to them at a stage so formative in our development, it became hard to let them go.
So it's a part of you now.
Yep. And then when you grow up and your families and all this stuff is getting reinforced, and then to your point, Kim, you have people now, not only are you seeing something that is not normal, you get older and now people justify it as why it is this way, like you don't know the full story. Well, tell me the full story.
Right. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. But nobody wants to share the full story.
Nah, you better not. Because now that's disrespect. You don't ask no questions like that. Stay in the kid's place. I'm 43.
43.
Right.
Oh, look. And then God forbid if you take it and want to share it outside the family house.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
Oh.
Don't tell nobody my business. Girl, everybody know your business. And James, I do want to ask you real quick before we wrap. When we talk about families and dysfunction and things like that, is there any validity to time stamping a person to where sometimes the elders will only see you as at a certain age or in a stage where they felt comfortable having control over you?
Oh, absolutely. And by timestamp, you mean relate to you based on that stage?
Yeah, like they continuously see you as a teenager, or they continue like you're stuck in your 20s. You're like, I'm 40,
right?
But you still see me like I'm 20.
Because a part of it is, especially with the elders, they tend to interpret the younger generation's anger as disrespect. They see it that they are that younger generations are being disrespectful. They don't realize that these are people who are wounded crying out for help. I'm angry because I'm hurt. I'm not angry because I'm trying to disrespect you.
Right.
I'm angry because one, I'm hurt because it happened, and I'm angry because you've covered up or you've enabled it or you've been complicit in it.
Right.
That's what I'm angry about.
And I'm trying to heal. Like that's the part.
Trying to heal.
I'm trying to heal. Like that's where I guess, like you said, we're about to close up, but how do you heal from this if we can't talk about it? You know what I mean? And the thing that I would like for more people to do, not just the Black community, because all families have it, this dynamic, is be able to allow those that are younger to express their points. You know what I mean? Like one thing I did learn by coaching at Enloe, when we had those Mondays where the kids were just allowed to express themselves and let it out no matter how it comes out. If you had to cuss, fuss, whatever, I just needed it out. It gave such a greater understanding of them, and we connected on such a different level because now both sides can understand one another. What is this hierarchy that we have in these families where we can't get past the fact that yes, you are Big Mama, but Big Mama, I'm an adult. You know what I mean? Like, and once we
address me as such.
Yeah, and we got to talk about this as adults because, like you said, Big Mama, something done trickled down because you don't know all that I went through from whatever it is that y'all did to mom and dad. And then now that trickled down to me. And I need, like you said, understanding. So when you're in that space, and I guess this will be the last question. When you're in that space and you're trying to figure it out, and let's say you're hitting walls. What do you do with your, like, so that you don't kind of drive yourself crazy? You know what I mean? So what do you do with that when you're navigating this space and feel like you're walking on eggshells?
Yeah. Two things. One, I try to get people to dwell in reality. I think a part of the dynamic in trying, like I said, use Big Mama to try to get her to respect you and your boundaries
Mm-hmm.
is we're afraid that if they don't respect our boundaries, that it's going to force us to have to put a firm boundary in place where we distance ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't want to do that. We are afraid of sometimes the consequences of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
In part because it just doesn't. Sometimes your boundary with one person, especially family,
Mm-hmm.
doesn't impact your relationship with them. It can impact other relationships.
Right.
Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear that? What Kim said to Big Mama, and Kim said, "I love you, but I'm not going to be back over here until we
Mhm.
dot."
Right.
Mhm.
By Thursday, everybody heard
Yep.
Kim to put Kim. Kim said some stuff that we wanted to say, but we too scared to say.
Right.
She just took it for us. Like secretly, in the back of my head, I was like, "Yeah, say it." I'm such a punk. I can't say to Big Mama because I love her, and she would be like, "Go get me those grits or that mac and cheese." Yeah, ma, I got you, Big Mama. But Kim is saying some stuff that I want to say, but I don't have the courage
Right.
Mhm.
to face the consequence of what may happen if I say, "Hey, I actually love you enough to set a boundary,"
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
and the collateral damage that can come with that. Um, the other part is and this is going to be hard to hear,
Mhm.
but our elders don't need to change
Mhm.
in order for us to heal.
Mhm.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
We would love for them to,
Mhm.
but even if they don't, that's not going to stop your healing. Because
Mhm.
anytime you give that person that much control, yes, your healing is going to be always in disrepair and in sabotage, which is what we've been facing for generations. We're waiting for Big Mama or whoever to come to the light and say what they did.
Yeah.
We
Mhm.
feel like once they do that, I'll be able to move forward.
Right.
And anytime you put your healing, the majority of your healing outside of your control in somebody else's hand based on what they say or do not say or
Mhm.
apologize for or don't apologize,
Mhm.
you relinquish your power for healing.
Mm.
You
Man,
have to
this is anti-black community conversation because we want Big Mama to say, "I'm sorry." You
Mhm.
just told a whole community of people, not just black, that
Right.
if you wait on that, you have stagnated your healing.
Yeah.
You've stagnated your healing.
Mhm.
I agree with Nedra Tawwab. She said this. She said, sometimes we are the problem.
Mhm.
And what she meant by that is a person shows up consistently showing you the same thing that they've been showing you for the last 15 years.
Mhm.
And you keep showing up hoping that the situation is going to be different. You are
Mhm.
living in a delusion.
Mhm.
Mm.
You are living in a delusion.
You're gonna lose followers, James. I need you
Shut
to
up.
you gotta ease up, baby. You gotta ease up, baby. You're going too long
Shut up.
because this is
We love it.
rewiring
Mhm.
the trauma bonds that people have amongst their family to where now this is just how we relate with each other. So we can ignore the fact that you just called me a bitch and we just fought physically, and then next thing you know, we had a cookout together.
Mhm.
But nobody talked about the fact that we just eyewitnessed y'all try to kill each other not too long ago. And here y'all go talking about we doing the wobble together. The hell is going on? You know, because I'm one of the people, I promise you, I'm one of the people that look at it like
What's going on?
I can't get past this.
Mhm.
You know
Yep.
what I mean? But then now you're saying, but you got to, because you're stagnating your own healing if you don't get past it.
Mhm.
It's almost like you said, it's like acceptable Black culture for us to holler, fuss, cuss, and then be doing the electric slide in 20 minutes and not like everything is kosher. Right? And
All you
depending
hear
on
is say, go get him a plate or go get him something to drink. He'll be all right.
literally. And depending on what family you're in, like everybody is either getting lit
Yeah.
or drinking before they get to their family gathering to keep things from popping off. And still that sometimes don't even help. Somebody got drunk
Yeah.
and said one thing, and it just
And now
it
everybody's lit.
caught fire.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So
Now secrets really start coming out then.
Hello and do.
right. I think there's a big thing to take from what you said in closing is that, you know, don't allow or give somebody else the power of your own healing by holding on to the grudge, because we want so bad for that person to either pay for it or say, I'm sorry, like I apologize, or give us some understanding, and we have to be okay with that understanding may not come.
Yes. Yes.
So
There
go ahead.
There'll be I'll get the date. I'll be hosting a workshop probably top of November. We're just trying to finalize the date and location on exploring your family through the lens of the Geneogram, which is a tool that helps you to map back the relational patterns 2 generations back on both sides of your family. And I want to do that in preparation for people as they get ready for the holidays, and I'll be around family to help them get greater context as to really what they're up against. Because some of the things you're facing, you know, they got handed to you. They didn't start with you.
Yeah.
But to also help people level set their expectations of family gatherings. A big part of what can make family gatherings so difficult is that you're expecting so much to even be resolved.
Yeah.
That is 40, 50, 60 years in the making.
Right. Yeah.
So our expectations sometimes aren't realistic for what to expect from someone and from our family members. So
that's right.
So as my homeboy Vern would say, hey man, stop giving up so much for free. They make me he gets mad at me because we do so much. He's like, man, you giving away too much for free, bruh. So stop giving away so much for free, James. Tell people how they can book an appointment and come talk to you.
Oh yeah, jamesperkins.help, or you reach out to me Instagram, hit me in the inbox. Love to connect with you.
Bet. So don't go anywhere real quick. We're about to close the show, but James, don't go anywhere. Stay right there for me real quick.
We'll do.
All right. So we will have our shit together tomorrow. We're going to do this again. At least I don't even got no excuses because James will tell me we shouldn't make excuses. It'll stop my healing. We just didn't prepare properly. But with that being said, everybody have a good night. God willing, we'll be here to do this again tomorrow. Pablo Escobar hasn't called you to deliver any packages lately?
Not until next week, and then I am done.
All right. Done. So yeah. So then SoFab will be back. So with that being said, everybody have a good night. Peace.